Welcome to another edition of our Beyond the Numbers interview series, where we interview top Valley leaders about what advice they have for themselves if they could go back and why they love accounting. Today, we're meeting with Adam Kayner. He is the internal audit manager at 𝗬𝗏𝗏 Healthcare Capital. I was excited that Adam said yesterday he's our first guest that has as much experience in internal audit as he does on that accounting and controllership side. So I was excited to get his thoughts. Are you ready to get going, Adam?
I'm ready.
So tell me, if you could go back to when you were at that staff or senior accountant or auditor, what advice would you give yourself?
I would say the biggest piece of advice would just to get involved.
Okay.
Don't stay in your cubicle, don't stay at your desk. Get on committees, get on teams. That's one of the things about accounting, and can allude to a little bit more is there's so many flavors, and there's so many avenues that if you just keep your head down and don't interact, you kind of don't get to experience the different groups and the different aspects of any company you're in. So, I think it gives you exposure to different areas, gives you exposure to different people.
Right.
So even within your own company, that's kind of a way for you to network, get your name out there, show you can be proactive and you have ideas too.
Okay. So you started your career working with really large companies.
Yes.
So it probably was important for you to get out there, if you could, and join committees, even if it's the birthday cake committee.
Yeah, and it took me a little while. They don't really teach you that in school.
No.
They teach you the nuts and bolts of accounting, and here's what you do and here's what you don't do. But it's just kind of one of those things that you just kind of maybe sometimes have to get out of your comfort zone and work with people that maybe you've seen the names or heard the names, but put yourself in front of them and get out there.
Right. And that is a great piece of advice, because I think more companies now have more committees than before. So just offering your services for, to volunteer on a committee. So I like that. That's good.
Absolutely.
Now, what made you go that internal audit route? Because you started more in traditional accounting. You did not start in public accounting. You're a CPA.
Sure.
You started with a larger company. And then after some time in accounting, I think, weren't you even an assistant controller, and then you went into internal audit?
Yeah, basically my assistant controller role kind of morphed into an internal audit function.
Okay.
It was a smaller company. It started growing. We realized, we weren't just in Arizona and Nevada anymore. We were getting nationwide. And we started shifting our focus to, controls and mitigating risk, and decided that, that was something that was important to us and we needed to get into. So I kind of flipped over to that side, and I've had various stints in internal audit since then.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite side, accounting or internal audit?
I think they both have their benefits. Internal audit, a lot of times you're looking in the past, for compliance issues or things like that. Whereas the controller side, you're kind of looking in the past a little bit, but you're a little bit more forward thinking as a controller.
Okay.
But I think just, they're different animals. But I think they both have their merits.
Okay. So it's probably good you kind of flipped around in your career and did different positions at different times.
Yeah, I think it makes me more versatile as an employee.
Right. Okay, so next question, either why do you love accounting, or what value has accounting added for you in your career?
I'll go with the why do I love accounting? It really dates back to the summer after my freshman year of college.
Okay.
I started off as an engineering major, took an accounting class at MCC over summer, and it clicked. It made sense. It was eye-opening for me. I think the other reason I love it, and I kind of alluded to this before, is you're not just shoehorned into one area of a company. You're not just a purchaser or a buyer or, working on a production line. You get to see everything. And if you do what I mentioned before, is get yourself out there, then you get exposure to every department. So you really know what makes the company tick. And I think that interaction is really valuable.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Do you have any advice for somebody at that staff or senior accountant level that wants to be promoted? Is there one thing that you could say, hey, do this, that will help you get promoted?
Well, I think a lot of it goes back to if you really like what you do, you'll do it well.
Okay.
And you'll be happy doing it.
Right.
So in saying that, I would say, there's a ton of flavors in accounting. There's internal audit, there's, cost accounting, there's, controllership. Try them out, sample them, see what you really like, what clicks for you. And then if that's what you want to hone in on and be great at it, go for it.
So you were pretty lucky taking that accounting class in the summer then at MCC.
Yeah, it was pretty, as far as a freshman in college could be, it was a little bit life-changing for me.
Yeah.
It was definitely a different change of pace than the engineering program. But again, it clicked. It made sense. 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2.
Right.
And it worked out.
Right. Okay. Are there any other thoughts you might have for people as they're coming up in their career? I know we got you gave us a lot of good insights. Anything else?
I would just say, go with what you like. Some people are cut out for tax. I'm not one of those guys. Some people are cut out for public, which eventually could morph into private. I had my sights set on private accounting or, non-public or whatever you want to term it, from when I started. But just, try as much as you can. Find something that, that fits with you.
Okay.
And then run with it.
Okay. All right, Adam, we appreciate your time today. Thank you everybody for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of our Beyond the Numbers interview series. Thank you.
Thank you.